this video, we will go over how to use the Excavation Instructions tool in our spatial products. The Excavation Instructions tool allows you to generate instructions for an excavation between two line string borders relative to a working line. It allows you to give instructions as to distances to the left and right from this fixed line, as well as angles. First, you will have your sidewalls of your tunnel as a line string, as I do over here, side 1 and side 2. And you can see I have these sidewalls in this layer, which I've called tunnel over here. Then you will click on the tool to open it. The tool can be found in the Draw tab over here in the Dimensioning section, or be searched for in the search bar. As I click on the tool, it lets me know that I have not set any layer as active for the instructions to be drawn to, and asks me if I want a new layer to be created. And in this case I do, so I'll say yes. And there we go, a new layer has been added for me here called Survey Instructions, and this is where the excavation instructions will be drawn to for me. If you wanted to set a layer as active for the instructions to be drawn to, you would right click on the layer and say active, and then when you bring up the tool it won't prompt you, it'll just open it straight away for you because it knows which layer to draw to. As you can see, it has brought up this following dialog for us, and the first thing we need to do is choose the side walls of our excavation, and to do that we'll use one of the selection tools over here. Click on it, and I'll choose my first side here and say choose side 1. Select my second side and say choose side 2. And now my sides of my excavation have been chosen. You can see which side is which by clicking highlight side 1. If you click on it again, it unhighlights it. Highlight side 2. And if you click on it again, it unhighlights it. The next thing we need to do is choose the base point for our working line that will be created for us. So we will just tick on pick base, and then you can click in the scene on a point or peg that you will use as your base point. In this case I have a peg which I'm going to use, so I'll click on it. As I click on it, it has populated here at the bottom by base the coordinates of my base points, and it also just lets me know that I haven't chosen a direction yet, so I can just say OK. And the next thing we will do is choose the direction, so we'll say pick direction here, tick this on, and then choose the direction point in our scene, which I will choose as over here. And there we go, it has populated the direction for me down here below. Now that we have chosen our base and direction points, we can just choose a text size for the instructions that will be created for us. And because I'm at a scale of about 8 meters here, maybe 2 meters would be good for my text size, so I'll choose this. And now I can go ahead and start entering in the distance and angle values for the working line. So in this case I'm going to just put 30 meters and see how that looks. And as I do that, I can see the line being drawn, and it hits my excavation now. And as it hits my excavation, it tells me first of all the distance here, 30 meters, as well as the offsets from the side walls of the tunnel. I can then click below to enter in the next value. And over here I'll just make it 10 meters. And I also want to change angle a bit. As you can see, it's going down to the bottom here, so I'll put an angle in of about 45 degrees. And there we go, you can see my line has changed angle, and as I've changed the angle, it also puts in the angle for me over here, 45 degrees, as well as the distance of 10 meters I put in, and the offsets of the line as well from the side walls of the tunnel. I'll keep entering in my values. As I do, the line is created for me, populating the offsets as well as the distances along the line. And once again over here I'm going to change angle a bit and maybe make it 20 degrees. There we go, as I do, it puts in the new angle here, 20 degrees, as well as putting the distance and offsets as usual. And there we go. I have now created my working line through my excavation, and it has given me instructions as to the distances away from the side wall as well as the angles, and I am happy with this. If you wanted to delete any portion of this working line, you can simply click on the row that you want to delete. So for example, if I wanted to delete this segment of the working line over here, I could just select it here and then click delete, and it asks me if I'm sure. I'll say yes. And as I delete it, the line shifts up on the fly in the scene here as I'm doing this. Similarly, if I wanted to now maybe insert a different segment of a different length here maybe, it will insert it just before the point you have selected over here. So I'm going to now insert a segment of about let's say 12 meters. This is the interval that it's going to use, and then I'm going to say insert, and there we go. A new segment has been inserted for me of 12 meters in my working line over here. There is another way of generating these instructions. If you wanted to do an auto-generate, you could as well, and it will auto-generate the instructions using the interval that you specify over here. So in this case it's 12 meters here, and I could auto-generate instructions for my excavation if I wanted to. So you just specify the interval and then click auto-generate, and it lets you know, are you sure you want to clear the current instructions and automatically generate new ones? And I will say yes. And as I do, there we go, it auto-generated this working line for me using this interval of 12 meters that I specified going through my excavation. If you are zoomed out at any point or at a different area in your scene and you want to quickly zoom back to your excavation, you can simply go to View here and say Zoom Fit, and it will zoom fit you to it. And that is all for this demonstration. Thank you very much.